Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hawaii ACAC Virtual College Fair. We've got an exciting session today. So before we begin, let me just cover a few housekeeping items. Note that if you have questions, you can use the Q&A button to type your question at any time. Note that your camera and microphones are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. Also note that we've got some additional sessions available on the StriveScan website. So if you have interest in those, feel free to sign up at your convenience. Also note that the recording is available on the StriveScan website. So if you have interest in reviewing the material after, please go to www.strivescan.com/Hawaii. With that, we're on to our first presenter from the University of Melbourne.
Okay, good day, everyone. I'm Todd St. Vrain from the University of Melbourne, and aloha from the big island that is Hawaii. So welcome to UniMelb, or as we say in the local Aboriginal language, Womanjaika. So Melbourne is a large public research-intensive university in the southern part of Australia. This is the beautiful Great Barrier Reef, which is about a 4-hour flight north of Melbourne. And imagine taking classes with Madeline Van Appel, who is bioengineering heat-resistant coral to save the Great Barrier Reef. This is just one example of the great academic experience that you can have at the University of Melbourne, which is considered an Australian version of an Ivy League. This is our main campus right in the heart of the city, about 15 minutes from downtown, in between the biomedical precinct and our version of Little Italy. So Australia is truly a very multicultural country, and our campus is nearly half international students, with 25,000 undergraduates, and that includes a community of several hundred Americans for you to connect with. We have great outcomes for our students, and that includes that all international students in Australia can stay and work for 2 years after graduation, giving you options where you might start your degree. So our degrees are just 3 years. That's standard in Australia, and that's savings in itself. But at the current exchange rate, your annual tuition is going to come out to just above $30,000 US, and you can use US educational and private loans at the University of Melbourne. Admissions is based only on academic achievement, and we'll get into the details of this in just a few minutes. And you're doing all of this in the city of Melbourne, a city of 4 million, truly one of the most livable cities in the world, regarded as Australia's sports and cultural capital. So we have about 150 options for you in terms of majors across 8 degrees. This could include a Bachelor of Agriculture. We call liberal arts. I've put in bold here some of the more popular majors, an entire degree in biomedicine. We call business commerce, design, a couple of degrees in the fine arts and music, as well as a plethora in the sciences, including engineering and IT. So we call degrees courses in Australia. So if you just go to our Find a Course page, you can explore all of the options because there might be more than one major and possibly even more than one degree. Now, our curriculum is 25% of what we call breadth subjects, which gives you the flexibility to explore your interests. So it's kind of like a Gen Ed Light, but all within the context of a 3-year degree. If you want to extend to 4 years, we have these things called concurrent diplomas, or you can do an optional 4th year of honors independent research. So entry requirements from high school, it's guaranteed admissions based on a minimum SAT or ACT score, a minimum unweighted GPA, and AP exams to meet prerequisites, and these do vary slightly by degree. We are not test optional, but we do have alternatives if you can't meet the SAT or the ACT requirement, namely the Australian STAT test or an aggregate of AP exams. If you're not presenting an AP exam for a prerequisite, you would then have to submit like a dual credit university level course syllabus to see about that. We also take the IB for guaranteed entry. If there's any transfer students, it's just a 3.0, and only a few majors have prerequisites. So it's different down under. Our seasons are opposite, and so are our semesters. So semester 1 just started in early March, and semester 2 starts in late July. You can start in either semester because the core classes are offered in every semester. For anyone looking to start this year, that would be online because the borders are closed but due to the pandemic. But we are hopeful that in early 22, the borders will be reopening. Our application deadlines are a bit different. So we offer rolling admission. So my advice is just apply when you're applying to universities in the US. And if you also, if you want to apply for deferral to have a bit of a mini gap year, that's quite standard in Australia as well. We do guarantee accommodation. Just to confuse you, we call dormitories colleges. We also have student apartments, lots of clubs and societies and sports. We'll end with the campus tour, which is filled with beautiful sandstone, historic buildings and wide open spaces, but also really modern facilities and labs. Of course, we have to stop off at the car park because we do things like make Mad Max movies and MasterChef Australia. And this is Melbourne, classic laneways, funky art and music cafes. It's also a city of sports and nature. Our winters are probably maybe 40s and 50s and some really stunning, beautiful nature. So I'm based in San Francisco, so please get in touch if you'd like to follow up more about the University of Melbourne. Thanks so much.
Thank you. We're on to our next presenter from Seton Hall University.
Hi, everyone. Oops, let me go back here. Oops. Sorry, trying to reverse. Here we go. Okay, everyone. My name is Lisa Hansen. I am from Seton Hall University, and I'm located in the San Francisco Bay Area, but I help a lot of students from Hawaii that are interested in Seton Hall. So if you're not familiar with Seton Hall University, we are located just outside of New York City, 14 miles away in a lovely village called South Orange. So that's only a short 30-minute commute into the city from our campus. We have about 6,000 undergraduate students, a very diverse student campus, 45% diversity rate. And we offer over 90 great programs and majors on our campus within 9 different schools and colleges, which you can see on the right-hand side here on this slide. Our largest school is our Arts and Sciences School, which includes all sorts of majors, including political science, philosophy, biology, chemistry, and all of the hard sciences, as well as your liberal arts. Communication in the arts is also very popular among our students coming from the West Coast. Because we have the proximity to New York City, many of our students will go on to intern at all the major TV networks, ABC, CBS, ESPN, MTV, etc., even on Broadway. We also have a great College of Education and Human Services offering elementary ed, secondary ed, and special education, as well as dual degree programs into speech and language pathology. Our nursing program is direct entry. So it is the oldest nursing program in the state of New Jersey. You'll run into a lot of alumni when you're out doing your clinical experiences. School of Diplomacy and International Relations, we have an exclusive alliance with the United Nations of America. So many of our students will go on to do internships with the United Nations, also with embassies domestically or abroad, as well as the FBI, the CIA, the Secret Service, and many different kinds of public service organizations. Our Stillman School of Business, top ranked for business leadership. We have been ranked #1 in the country for 5 years in a row now. We also have a mock trading room in our business school where students can learn to do trades as if on Wall Street. They can become Bloomberg certified. And we also have a sports polling center where ESPN works directly with our students to conduct sports polls, an entrepreneurial center, a market research center, and many other activities in our Stillman School of Business. We have a School of Health and Medical Sciences, which offers many dual degree programs into physician assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, as well as an athletic training program. These are all dual degree, meaning they're 6-year programs, except for athletic training. You can do that in 5 years. Seton Hall also has a wonderful law school, and we also offer dual degree programs into law. For that, you can take your undergraduate degree in business, political science, diplomacy and international relations, social work, or religion. And then lastly, we have a School of Theology, which is very popular among many students that want to go on to priesthood or just study more in the area of theology. So one thing that Seton Hall is very proud of is our outcomes. So we have been ranked #4 in the country for providing internships to our students. On average, over 80% of our students complete 3 to 5 internships before they graduate. So we are among the top 25 universities in the nation with the highest paid graduates, 93% employment rate across all the majors. However, for many majors, our employment rate is 100% once they graduate. Our mid-career earnings are 50% higher also than the national average. And on the right-hand side of this slide, you'll see a lot of companies that our students have either interned with or gone on to work at full-time after graduating from Seton Hall. So some of the new things we have going on, we have an interprofessional health sciences campus. We offer a joint degree program, BS in medical school, BS to MD. We partner with the Hackensack Meridian Health Group, which is the largest in the state of New Jersey. And this campus is also where all of our health profession students collaborate together. So our PA, PT, OT, athletic training professionals, as students, they collaborate together with the nursing students as well. We also have a leadership institute. So we offer a leadership program for all of our students in all of the majors. This offers mentorships, coaching, real world experience with leaders in your professions. And we have an engineering program as well as a partnership with the Stevens Institute of Technology, which is located in Hoboken, New Jersey. It's a 3+2 in which students can gain their BS and then their MS in 5 years in engineering. They can study with either engineering as their master's or artificial intelligence, and that's being expanded as well. And Seton Hall students are also very encouraged to be active on campus. Probably 60% of our students are involved in multiple organizations and clubs. We have over 150 to choose from. We are part of the Big East Conference, so we're Division I athletics, 14 different teams. We're most well known for our men's basketball team. Normally, we would have been in the tournament this year, not so good, but last year would have been our 1 year. So we're hoping for the next year. We also have, of course, club and intramural sports. And again, we are only 14 miles from New York City. Seton Hall is test optional now this year, as well as into and up until 2026. We've just made that recent decision. These are our deadlines for application. We have early action and then regular decision. So none of these are binding application decisions, but we are very generous with our scholarships that we give to students, merit-based and as well as need-based grants. So I'm going to also put my information in the chat. So if you have questions going forward, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with any questions. And I'm going to pass it on over to the Pacific Northwest College of the Art.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kerr Cirillo. Let me just get my thing going. Hello, everyone. My name is Kerr Cirillo. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm an admissions counselor here at the Pacific Northwest College of Art. We are located in downtown Portland, Oregon. And this is our main campus building. It's called the 511 building, which is the original post office for the city of Portland. And it was built in 1916. We moved in about 5 years ago and converted it into an art building. And you can get a sense of the interior here. Our school is a nonprofit ACAD school, so we are a member of the Association of Independent Colleges of Art and Design. We have about 500 undergraduate students and 100 graduate students. We offer 11 majors and 8 minors, and this is the interior of the building, and you can kind of see the old historical interior architecture combined with the renovations we did when we moved in. And in the foreground is our mission statement, which I'll go ahead and read. So PNCA empowers artists and designers to reimagine what art and design can do in the world. And our students do that by balancing studies in the humanities and sciences uniquely tailored to students in an art college with hands-on art making in studios and labs. Our undergraduate students choose from 11 different majors and 8 minors, and we have a really interdisciplinary collaborative environment through their fine art and design education. Most recently, we announced a merger with Willamette University. So come June, when that merger is set to close, we will be known as the Pacific Northwest College of Art at Willamette University. Nothing will change about the school in terms of facilities, the faculty, and where we are. What that basically means for our students is that they'll have wider access to the liberal arts offerings at Willamette University. And I'll just quickly go over our 11 majors. So we do have a creative writing and printmaking major. Our creative writing major is kind of unique in that it is a BFA. So you're basically working in a studio. And the difference between a BFA and a BA is that you're going to be taking 2/3 of your classes in studio classes versus a BA where you take 1/3 in a studio. So the aesthetic principles of your writing are going to matter in as much as the writing itself. We also have one of the largest printmaking facilities on the West Coast. So we have facilities for intaglio, screen printing, letterpress, Riso, and all that good stuff. So we also have 2 media blind majors, which is general fine arts and its counterpart intermedia. And that basically means you're not going to be focusing on one particular medium, sort of the jack of all trades major, whereas general fine arts focuses more on materials and processes. Intermedia is much more focused on concept and theory. And we do have a painting major, but it's sort of no exception. Even though it's an old medium, it's sort of no exception to the experimentation and cross collaboration that takes place at our school. We do have a sculpture major, like I said, intermedia. We also have 2 client-based majors, and that's going to be illustration and graphic design. And our students get a lot from the industries that surround us. So a lot of them work for Nike, Adidas. Wieden Kennedy is also located here in Portland, and they are a huge marketing firm with offices in New Delhi, London, but their headquarters are here in Portland. And they're responsible for campaigns like the Just Do It campaign, the Old Spice commercials. So a lot of our students do end up working for them. We also have an animated arts major, and this is one of our most popular ones because experimental animation, the 2 international hubs are Portland, Oregon and Bristol, England. And that's because we're surrounded by a number of studios such as Leica, who did Coraline, Kubo and the 2 Strings, as well as a few smaller independent studios like Shadow Machine and Bent Image Lab. We also have a video and sound major, which kind of differs from a film production major in that our students can kind of focus either on video or on sound. And we have a photography department, which also encourages both analog and digital forms of image making. This is our minors, so I'll just go ahead and read it. So we have art and ecology, art history, ceramics, creative writing, drawing, fashion, game, and graphic design. We do have our students take a foundation year before they declare their major. So that basically rounds out the class in terms of getting a sense of what PNCA has to offer in terms of facilities and faculty. So you'll be taking a little bit of everything before you really hone in on your practice and develop it. We do have a thesis year, and we do take a graduate approach to an undergraduate thesis, and our students kind of do this public forum where they're meant to defend their work in public twice. So at first, you're going to propose it to everyone with a faculty committee. And then your second year, you defend it and kind of show everyone what your work has come to. And that's really great for your 3 years here to just kind of see what your peers are making. And we really look at this as a springboard of sorts from student to professional artist and designer. And oftentimes faculty does say that this is going to be your first real portfolio piece in terms of being a practicing artist. Critique is really integral to our curriculum. So everything you make is going to be critiqued, and that's going to be really scary. But after 3 years of it, you'll be so ready. We also have faculty made up of international, national, and locally renowned artists. So they're all practicing artists, and they're going to be sort of integral to your network. This is a brief overview of Portland. We do have on-campus housing, and they are apartment-style dorms. So they're not going to be like other college dorms in terms of just having your own kitchen and in-unit washer, dryer, and bathroom. Just skip over that. We do have a Bridge Lab career service where our students often take internships from these places, and then they often get jobs from it. But they also offer much more professional practices, such as learning how to file your taxes as an artist, networking, copywriting, negotiating contracts, and whatnot. But yeah, our application is super straightforward. We don't have an application fee. And all we really need is your portfolio, the form, and if you're interested in the creative writing program, we would want a writing sample as well. But with that being said, I'll give it on over to the folks at SCAD. Thank you, guys.
Hey everyone, my name is Namita Chandra and I am the Assistant Director of Admission for Savannah College of Art and Design. So I'll go ahead and share my screen, and before I dive into the presentation, I just want to quickly go over a quick video just to give you an overview of everything that we do at SCAD.
I'm driven to create,
to be expressive,
to collaborate with only the best and across disciplines.
if you have an outlet like the arts where you can be in these other worlds and imagine anything, growing up in the arts, I've seen it change people's lives.
there are things happening in our classrooms where students are actually reimagining their own education in the way that we communicate with each other.
What is that next step for them? How are they going to make those contacts with their future employers?
During my time at SCAD, what was so magical was that it was this hot pot of creative people from different types of majors that could influence each other.
I would say my two greatest lessons that I learned from SCAD were learning the structure of the industry and the strong work ethic, but I think you really hone those skills at SCAD.
I am the creative director of Christopher John Rogers. Growing up, I always knew that fashion was my passion. Ew, gross. Okay, wait.
I absolutely love SCAD.
I love SCAD too. I love it more than John Krasinski.
Hey, bees.
Hey, SCAD.
Hello, SCAD. Extremely bright, smart people who love creativity, fashion, design, art, film, telling their version of their own story.
I am an artist.
I am a performer,
I'm an entrepreneur,
storyteller. Thanks to SCAD, my future as a creative professional is real. It's happening.
You are the next incarnation of this beautiful planet that needs design, that needs beauty, that needs your mind and your spirit and your energy, your power, your unique voice.
Because you have something unique to say.
this is SCAD.
Anyone who asks me about colleges in US, all I say is SCAD. Don't even think of anything else.
SCAD was founded in 1978, and for more than 40 creative years, we've grown to become the most comprehensive and connected art and design university in the world, with locations in Atlanta, Lacoste, France, Savannah, and online via SCAD e-learning. From day one, SCAD has served as the preeminent source of knowledge in every discipline we teach. The university is incredibly diverse, with approximately 15,000 students representing all 50 states and more than 100 countries. We offer more programs of study and specializations than any other art and design university in the United States, with over 100 degree programs across more than 40 majors and over 75 minors. Career preparation is at the heart of SCAD's mission, as evidenced by the university's stellar alumni employment rate. 99% of spring 2019 alumni were either employed, seeking further education, or both within 10 months of graduation, with 91% of them working in creative fields. From the moment you arrive at SCAD, your creative career begins, and you will discover a world of professional opportunities. As a student, you'll be able to collaborate with leading companies through SCAD Pro, where students dream up design solutions for global brands. Recently, students reimagined Disney resorts, pitched the future of advertising to Google, and marketed driverless cars for Volvo. Proof that real-world experience will set you apart from the competition and bring your dream job that much closer to reality. SCAD offers everything to suit your interests, whether it's hearing the inspirational words from music legends, attending a masterclass, or an exclusive screening with award-winning actors, or showing your collection to esteemed designers. These exclusive opportunities are unique to SCAD. At our Atlanta and Savannah locations, there are more than 100 student clubs, from cultural, community, and leadership organizations to academic and special interests. And you can decide to study at SCAD Savannah or Atlanta, or even at our campus in Lacoste, which is our study abroad center. And we also have an e-learning platform for students that cannot physically be in any of our campus locations. Speaking of online, guests and gustos and other virtual series that we offer on Zoom, digital content, where students can listen to their favorite creators and innovators. Our YouTube channel does have the past recordings as well. We also have summer seminars for students who can experience interactive workshops and get a glimpse of life at SCAD. This is also a great opportunity to start building your portfolios and having those meaningful connections with professors. If you are a rising high school senior, you can earn college credit through SCAD Rising Star, a 5-week summer program available in Atlanta, Savannah, and online. Eligible high school students also have SCAD Now Pre-College program, which is another e-learning online course that we offer. Speaking about the admission process, so we typically encourage students to apply in their junior year. And once you apply, you will have an admission advisor assigned to you, and together you work towards completing your application file. We highly recommend you come and visit us in person. We are open for in-campus tours at this point, and we also recommend that you stay connected on social media with us. As you continue looking into SCAD, remember to get in touch. I'm also going to go ahead and share a few links on the chat window so that you can stay connected. Thanks so much.
Thank you. With that concluding, we'll go to our final presenter from EHL.
Thank you, Dave. So hello, my name is Sandra Lebrec. I represent a university that is abbreviated EHL. It stands for École Hôtelière de Lausanne. As you can see, the screen is split in 3. The reason for that is because we're an option maybe for students that are adventurous at heart, who love traveling and love cultures, languages, and want to be exposed to different countries. We do have 3 different campuses. Our main campuses being in Switzerland, but then also another one that is available in Singapore as well. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, so I'm an island girl myself. I lived in Switzerland for 12 years. So I know what it is to jump from your comfort zone in your own country in the islands to then go to something that has snow on the mountaintops. But it's an amazing experience. So a little bit about EHL. A few facts is that if you're really going for your studies and you want to have an international experience, not only because you're located abroad, but you're also wanting to walk hallways and listen to French and German and English and Spanish and all sorts of languages. Our student body is very international. I mean, over 60% of our student body is non-Swiss. So you will not only learn in the classroom, but also from your classmates, and just being in Switzerland alone, being the main campus, and as well as Singapore, it'll be amazing for you to learn from a cultural standpoint. 84% of our student body speaks 3 languages or more. That's pretty common in Europe to speak 3 languages, but it's okay. We don't expect you to speak 3 languages. You might just pick up other languages while you're studying in the different countries where we have campuses. Our students are very active in sports. I mean, hospitality is about, community service, helping others, enhancing experiences in others. So there's a lot of social responsibility type of clubs, but also sports and different passions like event management. We have been voted for the past 3 years as a top hospitality and leisure management school, which is a university in the world. So not only in Switzerland, not only in the continent, but really worldwide. And if you're into culinary arts, we are the first fine dining educational restaurant in Switzerland that has earned a Michelin star. We do have a lot of high-end culinary, chefs. As you know, that you sometimes see chefs with a little French flag on their collar. The reason for that is because they've won a lot of culinary arts competitions in France and have been awarded. Those are your culinary arts professors. We have the accreditation not only in Switzerland in higher education, HESSO, but we also, the NICHE one that is under the #1 worldwide logo, is an accreditation that basically recognizes our program worldwide. So you are taking part of a program that is recognized, and if you ever want to continue a master's program, you can, because we have the proper accreditation. Like I said, 3 campuses. The beauty about studying in Switzerland is that you're in the center of Europe. So if you could, be snobby and say, oh, I spent my weekend in Paris, because it's only a 50-minute flight to Paris. You go west an hour and a half, you're in Madrid. You go south, in a train if you want. In 3 hours, you're in Italy. So you really get exposed to much more in your education, your experience and growth is very large because you're not only reliant on professors and the classroom, but really your surroundings and countries around. Lausanne is our main campus. It is in the French-speaking region of Switzerland, about 45 minutes away from Geneva. It is a sustainable campus. It is where we offer a bachelor. PASUG is more of a professional path. That means that is more of a vocational school. Singapore is exactly the same thing as Lausanne, just a different location, but you do get the advantage of learning from a, Asian perspective what hospitality is, as well as the access to all the partnerships that we have in Singapore. Lausanne is a sustainable campus. It's a campus that was designed by students for students. So there's a lot of involvement from the student body in the creation of the campus and expansion. And Singapore is really the gateway to Asia. I mean, if you're a foodie, you love food, you love, you want to be in Bali in less than 4 hours, in Thailand, location-wise, it's insane. But it's also very highly well regarded as a sustainable city in Asia and very well linked to a business hubs. The bachelor as a whole, what I'm just going to tell you as far as the bottom line here is we have the bachelor degree lasts 4 years. If you're looking for a program where you're not only learning in the classroom, but applying your knowledge in internships and you prefer to learn by doing, that's the format we offer. During the 4 years, it's 3 academic and 1 year worth of internships. So not only do you apply what you learn in class in the professional field, but you also develop your professional network before graduating. And that's also something that makes you much more confident, prepared, and the reason why 96% of our student body also gets 3 to 4 offers at many times before they graduate. You also do a consultancy project. So, I mean, you work in groups, you work in teams. We've had people go to Thailand, spot an area, and then make recommendations if they should open a hotel there or not. Our program is in international hospitality management. One thing that you need to know about hospitality is that it's not just hotel restaurant management. It's a blend between international business and hospitality management. So you will take oenology, housekeeping, stewarding courses, but you also take management, leadership courses, marketing, accounting, economics, etc. So it's a blend of 2. And this is the reason why a lot of our alumni are not only in the traditional path of hospitality, but the vast majority are in startups. They're in banks, business consultants, they're in real estate, like companies like JLL, where you're working more in hotel investments, and of course, NGOs and luxury brands like the watchmaking industry. The alumni network for sure is one of our strengths, and these are some examples of the type of companies that hire our students. You'll see banks, hotel chains, you'll see Tesla, Google. Once a year, we also offer an internship at the Buckingham Palace. So that could be your first internship. And the second one, if you want to do it at Safari in Tanzania or Kenya, you can. Or if not, you can be a business consultant in Argentina. We're
Sandra,
very,
thank
very
you
well
so much. We're at time here. I'm going to move us into the next section of the presentation. We're going to do.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We could follow up with some of this information in the chat. Sandra, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, in the time we have remaining, we're going to go through these questions and we'll ask our presenters to give about 20 to 30 seconds on each topic, and we'll go in the order in which we presented. So the first question we have for our prospective students is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We'll start off at the top with the University of Melbourne.
Sure. So the first thing is I remember when I was in high school, like 35 years ago, feeling really overwhelmed. So if you're there, don't stress, you're going to figure it out. I would say that, it's really hard to visit campus during the pandemic and certainly coming to Australia. So take advantage of resources like virtual campus tours. We do a lot of events to connect you with current students so that you can really get their perspective to see what's it really like at our university.
Okay, I guess I'm next. So Lisa from Seton Hall, I would suggest a number of things, but one thing is understand that all of us that are at admissions, we're in this job because we love reaching out to our students. We love connecting with you. So don't feel afraid to reach out to us. We're happy to talk with you on the phone, schedule a Zoom meeting, anything, because we've got answers to all your questions. And if we don't, we'll put you in touch with the right people. So definitely reach out to your admissions folks and do a lot of research that's available, like was mentioned, virtually on our websites.
So yeah, definitely what Lisa and Todd were saying about just visiting the school and utilizing your admissions counselor as a resource. More specifically to an art school though, I would definitely say that you should reach out to me and schedule a portfolio review with me so that we can go through your portfolio one-on-one, because that is going to be integral to your application.
Yeah, so I would say do a lot of research. Do look into the focus on career preparation that each of the colleges that you're looking into focuses on, because, you know, following your passion is great, but getting a job is even more important. So you got to see where the alumni are working, and then you got to see if that's what you want to do, and that's what you see yourself doing for the next 4 years of your life. So ask a lot of questions, and if you feel like you are being convinced with the answers that you get, that's going to be your pick.
And lastly, what I would recommend, if you are during your research, if the university that you're interested has a summer program, I would highly recommend you try to take part of summer programs. It's a good way for you to experience the campus, meet other students, and do your research before committing. A lot of times universities have incentives. They give you credits towards university credits, but also maybe application fees waived, etc. So I would recommend it's summer programs as part of your research before you graduate from high school.
Thank you. We're on to our second question. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
So this is Todd from University of Melbourne. We have started a welcoming ceremony for all new students. And as you come out of that and head to the food trucks, everyone gets a free UniMelb hoodie. So that's a great way to kick off the start of your studies.
All right, well, at Seton Hall, we are big on team spirit. So I would say two things. One is people love to go to our basketball games at the Prudential Center in Newark. So that's a big deal. The other thing is Seton Hall has been ranked #1 for Christmas spirit. So that's a really fun thing. If you really love Christmas, we do a lot of events to celebrate Christmas throughout the season.
My favorite thing at PNCA is definitely our focus week. That's going to be our thesis week, where all of our undergraduates present their undergraduate thesis. And it becomes a real public sort of consortium and a symposium of sorts where artists and designers can kind of share what their time at PNCA has accumulated into. And it's great to just see all of the students' work.
We at SCAD do host a lot of events for our students. So we do the Savannah Film Festival, we do SCAD Style, we do ATV Fest. But one of my personal favorite events ever since we've gone virtual is the Guests and Gusto, where students get to listen to their favorite creators and innovators speak about their hardships or how they kind of made it big in the professions that they are in, and kind of how they leverage from their education in the arts. So I think that's super helpful, motivating, and also very inspiring for me.
For us, I would say it would be Sustainability Week. We're very big and we find it very important to be sustainable, and we teach it. So we do have a whole week where we're not just, we're walking the talk, and you really do take part of a lot of sustainable kind of activities, community service, learning about how to have a sustainable kitchen and food making, keeping those things in mind. So I would say Sustainability Week would be my favorite.
Very good. On to our last and final question. Give an interesting fun fact about your school.
So yeah, at University of Melbourne, I mentioned in my presentation that we have this underground card park, and it's been seen in the first Mad Max movie, a MasterChef Australia, and I think most recently Amy Shark, an indie pop artist, did a video there. So it's just a way to say there's always something going on campus. And yeah, just kind of dig deep and look a little bit further.
All right, and for Seton Hall, I guess one of the things that I found very interesting, being that we are a Catholic university, is that we've got a phenomenal radio station, WSOU. It has been ranked the #1 non-commercial radio station in the nation. And we were recently inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and also won the Marconi Award in Communications, which is quite prestigious.
Pacific Northwest College of Arts mascot is actually a sloth named Salami, and they use they, them pronouns.
A fun fact at SCAD is that once you're accepted to SCAD, you are accepted to all of our locations. So if you want to study in Savannah, Atlanta, or Lucas, you can always make that transition. And another thing is one of our alumni, Christopher John Rogers, actually designed the outfit for VP Kamala Harris on the inauguration day. So I think that's pretty cool.
As far as EHL, fun facts, we have an innovation village. It's a dedicated village for entrepreneurs. So if you think of hospitality management, we had like 19 startups that came out of that innovation village. And not in a hotel, but also film and fashion week and event management and et cetera, et cetera. So fun fact is the number of startups that have come out of our innovation village recently.
Thank you. We thank all of our presenters today for joining us on this virtual college fair. With the session closing, I would ask everyone to take a quick survey. It's a 4-question survey. You can get it on the StriveScan website. Also note again, we have more sessions available if you're interested. Finally, note the recording will be available at strivescan.com/Hawaii. Thanks and hope everyone has a good day. Bye-bye.